We're going to record. I think we're good. Sorry about that. So again, my name is Denise McKenzie, and I am a double Trojan. I have a master's in electrical engineering from Viterbi and a law degree. Fun fact, I was walking into this building and I noticed the location was EEB. I was like, where is EEB? And then I looked and it said the Hughes Aircraft Building. So fun fact, my first engineering job was at Hughes Aircraft. And so I was like full circle. Hughes Aircraft was long time ago acquired by Raytheon, but I just thought that was really interesting. So I teach commercialization development here in the engineering honors program. I also teach entrepreneurship at the Greif Center. This is my second time being the lead instructor for MEPC, so I'm really excited to get to know you guys. I'm teaching together with my co-instructors, Hovik Shalin, Dave Eastman. They are joining us on Zoom. So I'm hoping that you guys will be able to hear them and they can introduce themselves. So I think Hovik, if you could go first, and then Dave.
Sure. Thanks, Denise. I hope you guys can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, awesome. That's a good start.
Yeah.
And so I've also been teaching since last year, along with Denise and the MEPC program. I'm a faculty member at the Greif Center at the Marshall School. I teach entrepreneurship classes, both undergrad and graduate. A lot of them focus on high tech and new and developing technologies. My research also overlaps with that. I study electric vehicles and specialty markets and the impact of technology on both. I also run the graduate technology commercialization certificate and teach courses in that, as well as a course I co-teach with some of my colleagues at Greif on founders dilemmas. I'm very happy to be here and very happy to be teaching this with Denise and Dave.
Dave?
Yes, thank you, Denise. My background is more on the practitioner side rather than the academic side, like Denise and Hovig. I have spent many years, moving into decades, in venture capital as a partner in a couple of funds and also in investment banking. I've also been a founder of a company that I took public as CFO and COO, a tech company. So I am pretty familiar with life around the board table. That's where I've spent, again, the last 20 or 30 years. Currently, I am, aside from what I'm doing outside of Viterbi as chairman of one of my portfolio companies and as a co-founder at another company, I am the director of the Viterbi Startup Garage, which is our startup incubator in Marina del Rey. I am the managing director of the Viterbi Venture Fund, and I have been the director of Innovation Node Los Angeles, which is the I-Corps program that Viterbi managed along with Caltech and UCLA, and which has now been superseded by the I-Corps Hub program, I-Corps Hub West. And I first, I've been an instructor in the I-Corps program at national cohorts. And one of those was actually with Denise a couple of years ago.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So let's just take a poll, get to know you guys. How many of you guys are from Viterbi? The majority. Is anybody from Marshall here? Great, great, great. What about Keck? Annenberg? Iovine? Okay, so we mostly have Viterbi and Marshall. What about online, Johanna?
Oh, we have a mix of people. Yeah, ISI, Green Technology.
Okay, great, great, great. For those of you just coming, this is the MEPC info session. You're in the right room. So let me tell you a little bit about it. MEPC is Viterbi's flagship startup competition. We're really looking to help teams move their technology, their products, their services from the lab to the marketplace and come up with solutions to today's challenging problems. I think I may have mentioned that I am a National Science Foundation instructor in the I-Corps program, and we are going to be following the I-Corps program for the MEPC competition. And what that means, I-Corps teaches a customer discovery process where you, first of all, identify your customer, really get an understanding of that customer's problem, and then try to figure out if you have a solution that addresses their problem, relieves their pain, helps them achieve whatever they're trying to achieve. And I will call that customer discovery. So that's what I mean by customer discovery. And I'm talking about the process of coming up with solutions that are customer based. As part of this process, you'll find out by doing customer discovery if your technology, your research, your solutions, if there's actually a commercial opportunity for them. You'll be working with seasoned mentors. You'll actually be assigned to a mentor, but we have a pool of mentors and you'll have access to all of those mentors. Finally, the program culminates with a pitch contest. And I think you guys know $50,000 is the prize. I want to tell you a little bit about the winners from the previous years so you can just get an idea of the type of teams that go through this process. So let's see. Last year, our winners were Playbook VR. They're actually seniors. They're a mix of, these are just two of the co-founders, but they're a mix of students from Viterbi and Iovine Young Academy. They knew that designing in the immersive realm, that it can be challenging, frustrating, and time consuming, mostly because of the complexity of coding. So they built a code-free design tool for AR and VR experiences. And they won the contest. In 2021, a company called WaterShield, they were the winners. And I just love their story because there was a student in Marshall, he had cancer. And when he took a shower, he had to wear like a water repellent cover to cover a hole in his chest that was connected to a catheter. And if he took a shower for more than 2 minutes, that shield would rinse off. So he wanted, that was his problem, and he knew others had that problem. So he wanted to solve it. So he came over to Viterbi and he found some professors that helped him come up with a shield that could adhere to his skin without irritating it and allowed him to take a longer shower. So this team became WaterShield, and it was made up of the guy from Marshall and Viterbi faculty. Telling you that because I really want to encourage interdisciplinary teams, really want to encourage the fact that the teams can be from any school in Viterbi. So this team, Gray Matter Robotics, they won in 2020. They were a group of PhD students from the Advanced Manufacturing Center here at Viterbi. They developed a new type of AI brain for special types of robots that really can help very fine details on complicated manufacturing tasks. They always update us on their progress. And last month in August, they raised $20 million in a Series A round. So they're doing well. I'll give you just quickly a little run through of some of the other teams. 2019, Airbond, and I think their new name is Apogee. They developed a cheaper and more efficient way to produce carbon fiber composites materials for aviation and other industries without using an autoclave. So it was cheaper, more efficient, and it was huge for the composites industry. The 2018 team was Aprion, and they were focused on renewable energy. And I think we have someone green in, online here. They were focused on renewable energy. Technology transforms natural gas, resulting in zero gas emission technology. It was a combination, again, of students from Viterbi, Marshall, and the chemistry department. You can see here I'm encouraging this interdisciplinary working together type thing here. 2017 winner was called, the team was Thermal View Monitoring. And they developed an image guidance system that provides a real-time 3D temperature map during thermal ablation therapy. They save time and money because it enables physicians to take quality images right in the operating room. So fun fact here, I'm very familiar with this team because I really helped them with disclosing their technology for getting a patent. So I think I don't know if I told you, but went to law school. I was a patent attorney for 20 years, worked with tech companies, helping them protect their ideas and inventions from theft by competitors. Also worked with some of the faculty here at USC, helping them file patent applications. And this was one of the teams that I worked closely with. So always like to talk about them. 2016, the winner was Nose Knows. They created an app that makes it easier to recover runaway pets using individualized nose prints. So that's just kind of a journey of some of the teams. Here are some of the more teams, and I want to show you this because it's a combination of engineers, doctors, nurses, and they came up with a technology that was able to screen concussions more quickly and effectively on the sidelines of games. And you can see some of these team members, they were actually former athletes. So they were working to solve a problem that they were very familiar with. 2014 is a company called Comfort Correct, and they changed their name to Embrace. And they came up with orthodontic treatment using a programmable memory wire. They too have been very successful. In 2021, they raised $102 million with a Series D raise, and they just closed another $45 million. So started all here at MEPC, very successful. Another team is 2013 winner. They are Second Spectrum, and you may have heard of this company. They are doing very well. They are now the official analytics company for Major League Soccer and for a number of large sports groups. They're a group of AI scientists. To get an idea of what they're doing, think about the movie Moneyball and what analytics has done for baseball. So I've been focused on the winners. So even if you don't win, what about even if you don't win? This guy, David Hodge from Embark, he was a student here, undergrad computer science student. He started his company in his dorm room. He called it Embark. And Embark was a data aggregator for transit information. So now, you know, if you have your iPhone or your smartphone, it's very easy to navigate the public transportation system. You can just click something that shows you where your train or your bus, whatever, to connect to your destination. This was technology that David Hodge started in his dorm room. He didn't win the competition, but Apple acquired him shortly after he left USC. So I know everybody is excited about that $50,000, and we're excited too. But going through this program, you will learn a lot about your technology and whether it actually, as I said, there's a commercial opportunity, because we're going to show you how to identify potential customers, to talk to them, get an understanding of their problem, and see if you actually have technology, a product or service that solves their problem. So just a little bit about how we're going to select teams. So shortly after today's session, we're going to open up the app. We're going to do it today or right after the session? We're going to open up the app, okay? And you guys can apply. And we are going to be looking for 15 to 16 teams. As part of the program here, you're going to have 6 to 7 workshops. And in those workshops, we're going to talk about customer discovery. And that's the process where I'm telling you, you come up with solutions that are really customer focused. We'll talk about the business model canvas, which is a way to organize all your thoughts about your business. We'll talk about intellectual property. I specifically will talk to you about patents. As I said, I was a patent attorney, and we'll have people talk to you about your startup financials, and we'll go through how you pitch, because you're going to pitch at the end, but we're going to prepare you for that. And I know there's people in the room that maybe you've done a lot of pitches, but you'll get practice with us to perfect that pitch. We're going to have a pool of mentors. Each team will be assigned one-to-one to a mentor, but we will have a pool and you will have access to the mentors in the pool. So if you get a mentor that you say, hey, this guy is great, but I'm really interested in what this other person has to offer, you can contact that person in the pool and get some advice from them. Okay, we will have 4 to 5 finalists, and we have $100,000 worth of cash prizes and legal services. So let me just talk about that, what I mean. So the free legal services will be $20K for first place, $15K for second place, $10K for third place, and $5K for fourth place. For customer discovery, and this is going out, talking to potential customers, interviewing them about their problems, you will get $500 to conduct that customer discovery. Now, you're not just going to get it when you start, because people think that, like, we get into the process and they say, okay, where's my $500? You don't get it right away. What you do is you let us know, hey, I'm going to do these set of interviews for whatever reason. There's going to be an expense associated with it, and then we will approve that expenditure. So that's how that will go. If you think there's something where you have to travel or whatever, make sure that you come to us first so we can let you know if it's okay to use the money for that particular travel expense. So I want to talk a little bit about the rules and eligibility. One big rule is that the team, we really want it to be interdisciplinary, but there has to be one person that's a current Viterbi student founder. So just one person. The rest of the team can come from any school at USC. It can be a faculty, alumni. It could be people from outside of the USC community. You just need one Viterbi student. The maximum number of team members is 5. So I want to stop here on this slide and ask, are there any questions? Yes. No, if he's on your team, he just has to be on the team. You just have to have a any Viterbi student. Yes. Yes. Any other questions about the requirements? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. As long as you have one Viterbi student, the rest of the team can be from anywhere. Yes. Yes, undergraduate to PhD and alumni. And they don't even have to go to USC. I mean, you have to have one Viterbi student, but everybody else can. Does that answer it? Yeah, you had a question. Yes, yes. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah. Remember I was saying that each team is going to have a dedicated mentor, but then we're also going to have a pool of mentors. So you have your one-on-one with your dedicated mentor who you will see as much as you want to see. You guys come up with the process for meetings or whatever. And then there may be another mentor that you're interested in speaking to because of their background or whatever. You can also reach out to that mentor. Yes. Is that you know, I have to check on that. I'm not sure. I think it's, so this is what I think, but I'll have to check on it. I think it's at the time of the application, right? Because the application is getting ready to open. I think it closes November 1st. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's at the time of the application, but I will confirm that and we'll make that information available. Yeah, you had a question. So there's 5 people that can be a part of this process, you know, going to the workshops and all of that. But if you have like other people that are doing some other task, that's completely fine. Okay. This is the opportunity, you guys, even if you think it's a dumb question. Do we have any questions on Zoom? I can't see them, so you'll have to, let me see. Okay. If you have a question on Zoom, okay, what are the requirements for how far along the project must be? Well, we want it to be, so here's a question from Zoom. What are the requirements on how far along the project has to be? So this is going to be a vague answer, but we want it to be more than just a concept, right? More than just, I think maybe I could do that. We want it to be more than that. So that's vague. And I guess it's kind of like we have to see the application to actually see what it is you're talking about in terms of how far along you have to be. Yes.
Supposing we have only 2-3 people on the group.
Yes.
Is there a possibility that you guys can connect us to the anything of that sort of that?
Okay, so reason we have this meeting today, because I'm not going to speak that long, is so that you guys can network. So maybe there's someone in this room today. We are also going to have a networking event on, I think, October 6th, next week. And so we're hoping that more students will come to that, and it's going to be held at Marshall. At Marshall. More students will come to that from different disciplines, different departments, different schools. There's also something which I'm going to talk about in a minute called the Startup Tree, which is a platform where you can go and put your profile and what you're looking for and see if students will contact you through that. Is that helpful? Yeah. Okay. What any other questions? Ask all your questions now, because this is the opportunity. Before you fill out the application, if you have any questions, yeah. Yeah, you don't need that. It's good to have. It's better to have, but you don't. You don't need that. Yes.
Is there any chance you could run us through the questions on what you guys are looking for on the application? Because otherwise it's very, very open-ended. We don't really know how, like what kind of metrics or what to talk about.
So you'll see the application and it will have specific questions for you to answer. What we're really looking for is something innovative, not just really an incremental improvement, right? Something that is innovative and it challenges a tough solution. In general, we're not just looking for an app. I could tell you that, not just looking for just an app. We're looking for something innovative, something that we would say like, wow, that's a big deal. It's not just an incremental improvement. So I think we have another question on Zoom, and maybe you can unmute and ask your question because that's a lot of text. I think it's Madison.
Yes.
Do you want to unmute?
Hi.
Yes.
Yes, hi. So I have an idea. So over my summer internship, I was connected with some people kind of doing some work on climate risk, but I just don't know who to reach out to within the USC community and see what systems are already in place and how I could like build upon that and help start that here sort of. But I was wondering like, how would I go about contacting people to ask those questions?
I think one of the things, I think what you're asking is how do you connect to people who could be a part of your team? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so One of the ways you can do that is we're going to have, as I said, a networking event on October 6th, where you should be able to network with people. Another way, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, is Startup Tree. And then another way really is just reaching out to faculty, alumni, and telling them, hey, I want to participate in this MEPC competition and I need a team, and just seeing if you can find someone through that. Does that help?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. I think we have another question.
Is there any membership for the application too, like kind of in the planning process and discussion?
You can meet with the faculty in, I don't know, how would they do that?
I'll send it in the follow-up email if you RSVP for this event. I'll send you a link to connect with a faculty member that enjoys meeting with students that are thinking like, what are my next steps? Like, what do I, we did sign up for the 3 minute spot, but we won't connect you directly to them.
Thank you for that question. On Zoom, I don't know if you could hear the question. The question was, is there any mentorship during the application process? And we do have mentorship during the application process, and we'll send an email out to let you know how to contact with faculty that can help you with the application or any questions that you may have regarding that. So I think we have another question on Zoom. If you want to just unmute and ask your question, that would be helpful. I think it's,
Yeah, hi.
yes,
Can you guys hear me?
we can hear you.
So my question was that, say, if I just have an idea right now and I do not have a working prototype or a product as of now, can we still participate in the competition and build the product on the go?
Yeah, you can apply. You can apply. You don't have to have a prototype right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? I just want to keep it open so that you guys feel like you got enough information before you actually draft your application. And I think the mentoring is helpful in that process. So are there other questions? All right. So we are looking forward to you. Who's going to be the next winner? As I said, it'll be one engineering student plus whoever else is on the team. They were, just want to give you, this is the schedule that we're planning on following. It may change. That's why I'm saying planning. That's also lawyer hedge talk. But anyway, the tech startup event is October 6th. The application deadline is November 1st. I think all of this information should be on the website, right? We're going to have a kickoff event on December 6th. Now, that date I know is tough because it's really close to finals. But let me tell you our reasoning for doing that. We wanted to be able to start this program in January. So this kickoff meeting is going to be like this. It's not going to be a long meeting. We're just going to basically introduce the teams to each other. We're going to introduce the mentors, and that's what this kickoff meeting is going to be about, okay? Then we'll have the workshops that I talked about, the customer discovery, business model canvas, intellectual property, financial meetings, pitching help, January through April. April 7th, we will have the semifinals. And if we have 15 to 16 teams, we're going to narrow it down to maybe 5 to 6 teams. And then those teams will compete in the final presentations. Both the final presentations will be in front of VCs. The semifinals may be VCs and some subject matter experts, okay? So that's how this is gonna go. As I said, this is our tentative schedule. This is what we're expecting. A lot of you have inquired about how do I build a team? And I mentioned like the Startup Tree platform, and that's like a USC platform that you can use. You go on that, put in your profile, your skill set, your experience, what you want to, you may want to join a team, or maybe you're looking for team members. So MEPC is just one of the things going on at USC with respect to entrepreneurship. There are so many opportunities to learn about entrepreneurship here at USC. Dave, who's one of our co-instructor, he heads the Viterbi Startup Garage. Both Hovig and me, we teach entrepreneurship classes. I teach one at Viterbi and one at Greif. Hovig teaches at the Greif Center. There's ICOR, which is, there's a hub here, actual National Science Foundation hub run by USC. You could take ICOR classes. There's all kind of things you can do with respect to entrepreneurship. Of course, we're here pushing MEPC, startup competition, but I just want to say there's all kind of stuff. Here's the website for MEPC. Oh yeah, we're gonna make these slides available, so you don't have to copy. Yeah, we're gonna make the slides available, and I think also make this recording available, right? So there's an MEPC website. The application is opening right after this meeting at 1 o'clock, so you can see it, look at it. That's all I have. If you have more questions, I will be here. You can ask me personally. You can raise your hand and ask me now. We really want to encourage you to even network in this room right now. And so we have like an icebreaker that you can use if you're here in person. Go up to someone and just ask, what founder are you most like? You know, who do you think about? And just like talk and chat. And that's it for me for the formal presentation. If there's any other questions, feel free to come up, talk to me personally, sign up for a mentor for the application process. I guess, can they email you or?
For the application process?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any questions about the
Viterbi Innovation.
Yeah.
Email. I just told you, come and put your email. Email that email and make sure you get in contact with the right person and everything.
So on Zoom, if you have any questions, again, feel free to, Johanna will send out an email. If you have a question, contact her or contact the innovations office, and we will do our best to answer any questions that you may have about the application. And I'm excited. I can feel that in the room here, you guys. I feel your excitement. But anyway, that's it for me. And thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on Zoom. And we're looking forward to getting to know you better.